Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth with your host, Zach Kears in the Fifth General. What's going on, Zach Kears?
Hey, what's good, man? Good to be here, man. Good to be here. Yeah.
Another day. Shout outs to everyone who's been tuning in on the live TikTok shows.
Yes.
I will be doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays from now on, since my designated official co-host has resigned, respectfully, of course. But I just want to make that announcement that since he resigned, I had to rebrand the show and have some creative ideas and stuff like that. And
yeah,
my idea is that to have a guest co-host per episode.
Oh,
and if not per episode, it'll be every now and then. And so I want to give a shout out to the brother, the Beyonder. He co-hosted. Yeah, he co-hosted 2 episodes in a row with me, and it went very well. But I'm doing things different. I'm reaching out to people. I'm collaborating with people. Zach Kears does his best to come on the platform, and it's like family. So shout outs to you, brother, because you've been supporting it.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
So once again, I want to let people know I go live on TikTok at Fifth on TikTok at the Fifth General TV. At Fifth General TV. At Fifth General TV. Let me put the tick on the bottom. I'll do that. TikTok at Fifth General TV. Find me on there. The links are on the YouTube. Everything is there. All my stuff is connected. All my socials are connected. And if you have a TikTok account, you can watch it in real time. If not, if you're on YouTube, you can watch the replays the following day.
Nice.
Uploads are Wednesday and Friday, since the live shows are Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. Afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 Central. All right. There's a different topic every stream.
Yes. Right? Every stream is a different topic. I've noticed that. Yeah.
Multi-guest panel. It is a multi-guest panel. Multi-guest. So it's I have topics and people join the conversation, and I delegate the program. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So brother, we were talking about the life of Jesse Jackson.
Yes.
And I'm allow you talk about it. You have the floor.
Yes. We lost him. It was last week. Last week. We just lost Jesse Jackson. And I can't believe it. He was sick for a little while, in and out. I think it was at a nursing assistant area. He was getting help, getting assistance, but he got sick. And we're gonna say rest in peace to him. All right, rest in power. Condolences to his wife, and condolences to his kids. His kids spoke very well of him. I've seen that on YouTube. He spoke very well of him. Jesse Jackson, trailblazer. To those who don't know, he was with Dr. King and worked with Dr. King. He met Dr. King in 1965, and Dr. King was very impressed of his work, his work, what he was doing for civil rights. And Dr. King was so impressed that as a young man, and Jesse Jackson being a young man, he said he pulled Jesse Jackson in, and Jesse Jackson was with Dr. King ever since. Him along with Ralph Abernathy and Andrew Young, he was with the civil rights with Dr. King, and that he was with that also that time. Jesse Jackson was even up until Dr. King's death in April 4th, 1968, on that balcony in balcony of the Lorraine Hotel in Mississippi. Jesse Jackson was present there too. He seen how Dr. King was unalive by a straight bullet. He seen that, and he seen so much. But Dr. King, he followed after Dr. King's legacy and continued to hold the torch. When Dr. King died, Jesse Jackson took up the baton and kept on running, and he became a reverend right after Dr. King's death in 1968. He became a reverend in 1968. Then as he became a reverend in 1968, he continued his journey in civil rights. And then when he continued his journey in civil rights, when he started in 1984, he did the biggest thing. He ran for president. Now, he was not the first to run for president, but he ran for president in 1984 because they had a woman named
Shirley Chisholm
in 1971, who the first Black person to run for president, Shirley Chisholm, in 1971, and she lost. But what she did was she broke barriers. She made it possible. And then Jesse Jackson, keep hope alive, ran for president in 1984. Well, of course, he lost, but he broke barriers.
He won a state in a primary against Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
So he made history with that, because before then, nobody, in the records, that is, nobody Black had won an actual state.
Right.
In the primary election.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
I think it's South Carolina.
South Carolina, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's impressive. He broke it. He did something great and big. That's impressive. And but he continued his journey even after that election with the Rainbow Coalition. He continued working with the Rainbow. Those who don't know, he had an organization called the Rainbow Coalition that catered to the marginalized and people that didn't, the people that were struggling financially, and he broke barriers with that Rainbow Coalition. Can't forget that. And then he continued his journey with Reverend Al Sharpton, and continued his journey, and even after that, I think in 88, did he run again in 88? Did he run again in 1988?
I'm looking up something. So he did win South Carolina. He also won DC.
Mm-hmm.
Says Louisiana primaries as well. Mm-hmm. But he won. He got 34.4% of the vote.
Yeah.
And he received twice as many delegates as Mondale and Hart. So yeah.
Yeah, he broke barriers.
It's history. And Jesse was 84 when he passed away.
Yeah.
He ran 1984 and 1988. Yeah.
I was right. 1988. Yep. 1988. Yep. So he broke barriers. So when he seen Barack Obama, November of 2008, he seen Barack Obama win the election. He had the first Black man to ever win the election. He cried. And I understood why he cried, because to see how a black person go this far to win the seat of the presidency in the United States. And he opened that barrier for Barack Obama. Yes, he did. Mm-hmm. And he did that. But one thing that impressed me he did some appearances too, because I remember he did some sitcom appearances, especially with a different world. When he went in there and I said, I'm old school. I'm even going back to the sitcoms. But Jesse Jackson did some appearances, and he did an appearance in a show called A Different World. Different World is a show that was a spinoff of The Cosby Show, and it had Jasmine Guy, Kadeen Hardison, and the whole thing was keep hope alive and I am somebody. I love when Jesse Jackson leaned with I am somebody. And that encouraged me. when he said, "Listen, I may be small, I may be young and black, I may be a garbage man, I may be a person that made a mistake. I am somebody," and he leaned with that, and I am somebody, and he showed black kids that, listen, you don't have to stay down because you made a mistake. You don't have to beat yourself up because you made a mistake. It doesn't matter where you're from. I am somebody. And he was a big encouragement with that. So I applaud Jesse Jackson for not only, but looking at the youth and encouraging the youths, and with the Rainbow Coalition, and this is work. His philanthropist and his work. I applaud Jesse Jackson for his work, man. Reverend Jesse Jackson for his work. So condolences to his family, and his wife, his kids. I've seen his kids. Condolences to his kids and extended friends and family. He was 84 years old. R.I.P. to the Reverend, legendary civil rights activist, the legendary Jesse Jackson. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna read off some of his activism history.
Yes. Yes.
He was with Martin Luther King. He participated in the Selma to Montgomery marches, 1965. He was part of the SCLC, which is the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Martin Luther King's organization.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of Operation Breadbasket. Push Coalition, Operation Push, People United to Save. Well, he spoke at Operation Push.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Consumer boycotts, 1950s. Operation Breadbasket, a weekly workshop in South Side of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a big deal back then because a lot of civil rights activism takes place out of Chicago, in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Even that's where Martin Luther King moved to at some point. You know, you know, he has an affiliation with Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yes.
Part of the Poor People's Campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know about that through Martin Luther King because that was something King spearheaded, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So after King's assassination, he definitely became more involved in that.
Yeah.
Operation Push,
mm-hmm.
Rainbow Coalition.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me get his presidential run. Just he has a lot of history. Coined the term African American. That is something that he's the godfather of that term in terms of classification of blacks in America. That was back in 1983.
1983.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 1983. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10.
Yeah, so let's look at his
1983
electoral history. Man. So
man, yeah.
So he ran. So I want to correct something here. I said he ran against Bill.
Yeah.
He didn't. Bill ran in 92.
92, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my mistake, ladies and gentlemen. 1984, he ended up with 3,282,431 votes in the Democratic primary in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Which was 18% of the vote at that time. In 1980, his delegates were 466. Okay, that's what I get confused because Jesse's delegates he wanted to meet with Bill Clinton about, and Bill handled that in a interesting way. but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
In 1988, he ended up with 6,788,991 votes during the 1988 Democratic presidential primaries.
Yeah.
29.13% of the vote. So he made it furthest in terms of in history, in terms of being a black man, know. So he made it furthest. And then obviously the history went to President Obama as far as being the first black president, but also biracial. But we have to keep in mind Obama is
black.
by citizenship, he's black
American.
But we have to keep in mind that he's actually African. So then the history is that he's also the first African president to win. So it's kind of that mix up, but like I said, he gets the history of being the first black president because of the fact that he was, although he's half Kenyan, he was born here in America, and his other side, his mother being half white. So, but anyway, to move on to the grand point, rest in peace, condolences to the family of Jesse Jackson.
Yes, Reverend Jackson.
Let me go ahead and give a round of applause. That's a round of applause out of respect, ladies and gentlemen. So,
yes.
All right. So we're gonna move the conversation forward and get into our main topic. I'm gonna let you lead the way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Zacchaeus.
Man, have you ever met anybody that they act like they know everything about everything? They can never take the blame on it. Even when they make the biggest mistake, they can never take the blame on it. They can never take the blame. They're not apologetic. They can never say, I'm sorry. They always think about themselves. They're always thinking about themselves. They're always, they show no empathy. They're individual that don't take no accountability for their actions. They just take it upon themselves, and if they're with somebody, they don't include their mate. They always make decisions by themselves. Even when they're with somebody, they make this. When they're with their spouse or they're dating somebody, they always make some decision by themselves. They never can conclude their partner. And even when they make a mistake, they can never say sorry for it. And I'm going to say that again. They're never apologetic. And what I'm describing, ladies and gentlemen, is a narcissist. Now, I talk about them because I've met them in my lifetime. In other words, narcissists, when you encounter them, and they burn bridges. You don't want to be by them because they always have. So even when they can't take constructive criticism, they don't take wise counsel, and they definitely don't follow. Most of them definitely don't follow God. If they do claim to follow God, they're not following the true and living God. But narcissists is people that they just can live alone. They can't be with nobody. You wind up always getting a divorce. Always wind up breaking up with a mate. And their arrogance. They have an arrogance trait about them. That when you tell them something, they go over it, goes in one ear and out the other. They don't listen. It's not what even if you're going through some hard times in your life, they always wind up turning it back to them. And then when they call you for something, or when they when they call you, it's never to see how you're doing. It's always about, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? How can you, they always have an ulterior motive when they reach out to you. It's never a genuine, how you doing, how you feeling, hope everything is okay. They always talk about themselves. One time a lady was telling me a story that she was on the phone with a guy, and she just felt, she discovered that he's a narcissist. He talked for almost 40 minutes straight about himself. Jump on the phone, just talk straight, 40 minutes straight up on himself. She put the phone down, her cell phone down on the sofa, went to wash the dishes, put away some dishes. And then when she came back to the phone, he was still talking about himself. Never asked how she was doing, how you feeling. And then after that, the only thing he asked for is, can I borrow $500? Because I'm gonna need it to do so and so and so and so. And I'm like, man, didn't even ask how you're doing, how you're feeling, what's going on. It's always an ulterior motive with a narcissist. And that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm talking about it because recently I've met narcissists. Even my wife's side of the family met narcissists. There's a narcissist, and I've literally met narcissists in my lifetime. And it's good to talk about it because you're gonna encounter people like this. You're gonna encounter people like this, and it's up to you whether you want to keep you can love them from a distance. It could be in your own family. It could be your own family members. It could be people that you encounter on your co-workers. It could be people that you your neighbors. That could be just always thinking about themselves, never thinking about. And usually what I find, most narcissists is wind by themselves. The kids don't want nothing to do with them. The ex-wife say that they're bad. I don't want to deal with them. They can keep all their possessions. I don't want to deal with them. And these are the traits of a narcissist. You could be going through a bad time, a bad moment in your life, serious moment in your life. You just lost somebody. And they will not show no empathy towards you, because most of the time they'll be talking about themselves while you're trying to share what happened to your loved one. So we're going to expound on that, and we're going to talk about that and what God says about that. And you know what he says about that. God gives grace to the humble and resist the proud. If you're full of pride, what the Bible says about people that's full of pride. What the Bible says about people that's full of pride.
It says pride comes before the fall.
Yes, right.
That's one scripture.
One scripture, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Pride comes before the fall.
It also says God rejects the pride. What is it? God rejects the proud.
And gives grace to the humble. And gives grace to the humble.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me drop it on. And this is why on our platform, we exercise and teach and narrow down and perpetuate and exploit and do whatever we can to make sure that humility is something that is heavily promoted and pushed.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of people lack that. I think people who lack humility lack empathy.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you could be going through something, a storm in your life, and here comes Mr. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, always talking about themselves. It's always about them. You always got to cater to their needs. Even though you're going through a storm in your life, they always seem to be, okay, woe is me, and cater to my needs. Forget about what you're going through. And we teach that. We talk about that, man. And
Zacchaeus, Yeah. No, go ahead and finish up because I have a wonderful segue to what you just saying right now in this moment. And we're going to reply to it. I got a video clip.
Oh, good. And the truth of the matter is with narcissists, man, they make horrible, like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, they make horrible mates. You are not, you're going to be, they don't compliment you. They subtract from you. They do not and some of them, they bring the worst out of you. They bring the worst out of you. They don't compliment you, and they can actually be to your own demise if you're not careful, if you keep them in your life. This is why and God gives us certain red flags, gives us certain signals and red flags to say, listen, this person's spirit is not right. This person's spirit is wicked. This person's spirit is not right. And when you see the wife or the ex-wife, it's not saying nothing good about her, but the most importantly, the kids. If your own kids are not speaking well of you, and your kids don't want nothing to do with you, the kids don't want nothing to do with you, that is horrible. That's bad. That's bad. When your kids don't want nothing to do with you, they don't want to see you, they don't want to speak to you. That's rough and that's bad. That's bad. And the narcissist never can say that they're wrong. Never can say that I made a mistake. Never can say they're never apologetic because in their mind, they're always right.
Well said.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah.
Wait till you see this. Okay. Not bad, yo. My layout just got real funny on me.
Is a man who is
check this out.
Who is willing to take care of you, the kids, and the household, but has no ambition or staying with you.
When you say take care of, what do you mean?
He pays all the bills. He take care of the kids. He step in.
How he do that with no ambition?
No, he got money. I want more.
You know what?
He's complacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the year when the job market is cooked, when the housing market is cooked, when people are walking away from their children, you got somebody at home that is paying your bills. He is taking care of you, and he is taking care of your kids, and you are figuring out, should I leave him? Are you cool?
Unfortunately, for a lot of men, there are so many women telling them you have to be more ambitious. And it's because they want the ambition to look like what they want it to look like. But his ambition is waking up every day and going to work, waking up every day and showing up for my children, showing up for my home. Like that's just as ambitious. You know how ambitious you have to be when you are going through depression. Your girl is telling you you need to do more, and then you don't feel like you're good enough, but she don't know the mental and emotional and spiritual battles that you have and how you still trying to show up for your home. That's ambition, baby. Take a moment, read, I think it's 1 Timothy 5:8. Because what it talks about is a man who neglects his home is the same as a man who denies his faith. This man is taking care of his home. There is faith and grace in that. He is being provisional. He's still leading. So we have to acknowledge that, because if not, you're going to lose that. Like that's a gem, baby.
I make my own money. I make more than him.
Ooh.
Right?
And you said he pays all the bills?
Yeah.
And you make more money?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you make more money than him, and I want you to know that was not done by mistake. That was a systemic thing that was put into place so that the black woman can be elevated to start looking at their men like they're not doing enough.
No.
It is very intentional, the fact that you make more money, and even though your man is showing up for you, you start looking at him for like, why can't you do more?
The fact that this man is covering the bills, even though he knows you make more, let me tell you what he's doing. This man is willing to maybe put things on pause so that you can elevate. Think about it. What you make becomes almost just yours. What you choose to do, you have the freedom to pivot and pivot and pivot. Try this, go to school, because this man is saying, I'm going to sacrifice and take care of the foundational things so that you can have a choice whether or not you want to work or not. And so when you saying that man lacked ambition, I just think it's ambition in a direction you can't recognize.
Wow. That's
one more time.
Today.
One more time, Zacchaeus. Hold on. You know, that really upset me.
Yeah. Yeah. Complacency.
Your thoughts?
Complacency. And she's making more, but the pressure on him, the load is on him paying all the bills. And so she did, but remember, think about what she didn't say. She never said that. She never said that we're together. She never put it in a sense that they're together in this. She said that
team.
Yeah, a team player, a helpmeet. There's no mention about that. She didn't mention that.
Yep.
She didn't mention that her husband, oh, he's a great man. He has good character, and he's helping me. We're pooling our money to get resources together, and we're a team. She didn't mention nothing like that. All she says is that he pays all the bills, but then she utters that she makes more money. So in other words, all the stress is on him. And then to me, she's not appreciative. And so they know what some say that, listen, you can't take people for granted. Don't take a person that's good to you, don't take them for granted, because when it's gone, it's gone. And you're gonna miss them if they're gone. They leave. So don't take them for granted. And she's just taking them for granted. This is a problem with some people. They have something good in their hands, and they always think that the grass is greener on the other side. And she's complaining.
Zacchaeus, I don't want you to miss this in the beginning. She said he takes care of everything.
Everything.
But I want more.
How much more can you're not he's giving everything. You see, it's like this.
Hold on, real quick, Zacchaeus. I just want to put this word in. This is going to help your point.
Okay.
She said he did all of that and he lacked ambition.
Wow.
You have the floor.
It's, as you see, in a relationship, it shouldn't be, I'm giving 100% and you're giving 0. All because you're a woman and you're pretty. I'm giving 100%. And then when I give 100%, I'm making less, giving 100%, and you still want more. To me, you don't appreciate me. You don't appreciate me. There's no appreciation, because for you to sit there, relax, and say that I want more, there's no such, and he's not ambitious enough. Well, where do you think all the sacrifices come from? He's making all the sacrifices, paying the bills, and he's making all the sacrifices. He's giving the 100%, doing all the sacrifices, and you can just disrespect him and say that you want more and he's not ambitious enough. Oh, I wonder if he's listening to this to wake him up. I wonder if he's listening to this to wake him up, because, like I said before, she don't appreciate him. So when you put in 100%, and what are you doing? Just sitting there looking pretty?
Zacchaeus, I'm always leery of women. First of all, I think a lot of these women are just flat out lying. She mentioned that she make more money than him to take a dig at him. I'm always leery of women who tout their financial
status,
income
status,
yeah, and don't want to invest that into the family or the life that they created with the other half.
Right.
That is a selfish woman that was asking those questions, sir.
Very selfish.
That also speaks to your conversation about those who are not being fit to be mates, because if it's all for self, then it's all about what you can get out of it. You just mentioned that's one of the top traits of a narcissist, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to say that she may share that of a characteristic of one?
Absolutely. Because remember, she said that we are. She said, I. Think about what she didn't say. She said, I want more. I want more. He pays all the bills, but I want more. He's not ambitious, because a narcissist always puts down the person that's around them, or the person or their mate. Oh, he's not doing this enough. He's not doing that enough. But they always focus on themselves. They can never be a team player because they're self-centered and it's always about them, pleasing them, what I can get out of you. And and she showed the perfect sign of a narcissist. That's the definition of it. And she showed it by what she said. And she said, she didn't say, we're pulling our money together. She said, I'm making more money. Like they're not a team. Like they're not together in this. It's just about her getting pleased. And I'm gonna bring this up too. Narcissists always cheat on their spouses. Why? Because they're always thinking about.
Say it again.
Narcissists always cheat on their spouses.
Checkmate.
Why they always cheat on their spouses? Because they're always thinking about pleasing themselves.
Checkmate.
Always think about please. They can never consider it of, well, how would she get if I cheat on her? How would this affect the family? How would this affect the kids? How would this affect her? It's always about pleasing me. Always about pleasuring me. That's why when they cheat on their spouses, they don't feel no way, because it's always about them. Always about pleasing themselves. And like I said before, they never make good mates. And that
Did you hear what I said?
That clip you just showed me proves it, that they never make good mates. Never make good mate, because it comes a time when somebody gets fed up. It comes a moment in life, that same man that she's burning out might say, wait a minute, you don't appreciate me? All that I do, all that I sacrifice, I do this for us. I do this for us, and you don't appreciate me? You're insulting me by saying I'm not ambitious, but yet, I'm using my earnings that I work hard for to cover up everything while you sit back, relax, and you're complacent, just not appreciating me what I do, but yet you say I'm not ambitious. Remember, narcissists always make you feel bad. They make you feel less than them. They make you feel less, just so they can put themselves on a pedestal, just so they can have an up on you and put themselves on a pedestal. Yeah, that's what they do.
Zacchaeus, narcissists are only complicit in a relationship where they're the star player.
That's Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also keep in mind, narcissists do reciprocate some things, because you have to keep the bait for the fish to bite.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
So
persona. put on a persona. Remember, how did they get that woman? How did you get that man? You had to put on a persona. You had to put on a persona. And in order to keep that persona, you gotta play it. You gotta pretend that I care about you. I gotta pretend that I love you. I gotta pretend that I'm taking care of everything. But time goes and time tells everything.
But Pete,
as time goes on,
they may actually do care for that person under the conditions that they're still getting fed by what it is that they're with the person with.
That's right. Hello. Good. Yes. Remember. That's right. That's right. They use, in other words, they're always, when they're with you, it's always an ulterior motive. Always an ulterior motive. Always something they can get out of you. And then when they finish with you, they finish. It's always something that they can get out. What are they getting out of this relationship? What are they getting out of you? If they get in room and board, they get in room and board out of you. They getting a nice place to stay. But deep down inside, they're creeping behind your back. They're checking out another shorty, or she's checking out somebody else behind your back. But in the meantime, because they invested in assets with you, so they're staying with you because they invested time and assets with you, and maybe you have kids with them. But as time rolls on, whatever's in the dark must come to light. The true veil will fall off, and you'll see that, damn, this person been all this time been cheating on me. All this time been squeezing from me. All this time been using me to get what they want. Manipulating me or lying to me. Because narcissists do lie. Some of them do lie. They do lie. So, and that's what it is, man. You're selfish, self-centered, always thinking about themselves.
Well, you know, Zacchaeus, that clip of that woman that we just played.
Yeah.
If she's not already cheating, at some point, she will leave that man for a man with more money, because her issue is the money, even though he is taking care of everything. When a woman says that the man is doing everything, but she wants more, what that tells me is that she'll never be satisfied, because she thinks that she is the prize in this relationship. And when someone thinks they're the prize, enough is never enough.
Right. That's why she said she want more.
Yeah.
I want more.
Yeah. More what?
Exactly. What are they more of? Yeah. Like
that's the question. And then when you get more, how do you handle that? You're gonna want more than what you got. Yes. You're gonna keep wanting more. You're gonna keep. Narcissists are habitual goalpost movers as well.
But
understand, narcissism also has a gender role still tied to it. So narcissism is going to look different for when a woman plays it and when a man plays it. A man, as a narcissist, is not asking for a woman to make more money than him.
Right.
What is going to best suit him is him having more control over her and her having less autonomy over herself. So that may be the very thing that he may want more.
Right. Absolutely.
I'll drop a bomb with that.
Oh yeah.
Just to be fair, you know, because this is a gender neutral topic, you know, because a man may be with this happens all the time. Husband has a good wife. She does pretty much almost everything he wants, but then he wants more.
Right.
And it could be he want more of an option to explore with other women and still have his wife.
Right.
Or he may want more control, like I said.
Yes.
Speak to that, Zacchaeus.
Yeah, there's two types of guys when it comes to that. There's a guy that wants more, like he wants more of it out of his wife, or he just wants more options. Options meaning like other women. That this is where a narcissist will bring up, like, I want to have more partners, I want to have an open marriage, or I want to have or they never really consider their partner. Or I want to do this. They always want, what can I get out of you? If they will they'll drain you mentally and strain you. What can I get out of you? And they'll have a side chick. Just so they can, you'll be a mate with them, and they'll have you as a, wow, that's my wife. That's the one I'm with. But they'll have a side chick who will pleasure them for their pleasure, for their needs, sexual needs. But they'll have you on the side thinking that everything is okay, pretending that everything is cool, everything is fine, until she finds out. Because whatever's in the dark must come to light until she finds out. But then on the other side is what he can get out of you. He'll drain you mentally, emotionally, pretend that he's by your side, and then tries to make it seem like that, oh, everything is okay, everything is taken care of, but yet drain your pockets, drain you, always wanting something, use you up. It's always, I want to borrow this. Oh, maybe he's an excessive gambler. He wants to borrow this, borrow that from you, borrow the money from you. If the very money that you have set aside, that you budget with, he's taking that money and he's wasting the money with gambling and his habits. Because narcissists do have habits. A lot of them do have habits and addictions too. Addictions and habits plays a big role in the narcissist lifestyle, where they'll drain you mentally, they'll drain everything out of you, man, till you have nothing. They wash up you till you have nothing. Till you have nothing. How much people watch Why Do Fools Fall in Love? With Frankie Lyman.
Yeah. And he had three wives in that movie.
Wives, right? Yeah. So when Halle Berry, the one that played Halle Berry, the one that played the Platters, the girl one that played one of the Platters, the female in the lady that's part of the Platters group, when Frankie Lyman was dating her, she went away on tour, and when she came back, everything is just gone, destroyed. Her whole home is destroyed, dismantled, because he was addicted to drugs. He has addictions, got the best of him. And remember, when narcissists only think about themselves, they only think about themselves, and that's it. So they'll drain you in every way, physically and emotionally and mentally too. So, man. Yeah, but this is important to talk about. Why? Because this is one of the reasons why people don't. You have to wonder why some people don't have successful relationships. You got to watch their lives, right? Watch the people that have successful marriage and relationships compared to the ones that had it in the beginning. Then they want to they're marrying more than one time, 3 times, or I don't know how many times. And they wind up alone. And the kids don't want to talk to you. No, they don't, and people distance themselves from you. Sometimes you gotta wonder about that. Why is this person's life blessed? And why is this person's life not so blessed? Why is so much? Yeah. You gotta wonder about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes the proof is in the pudding. It's how you treat people. How do you treat that woman that God blessed you with? Or how do you treat that man that God blessed you with? That God blessed you? How did you treat your kids while they were growing up? How did you treat others around you? Why so much people are saying so much bad things about you. And then as time goes on, you wind up alone in the house with a bunch of cats. And they're your only company. Your kids don't speak well of you. People don't feel, why? Because, and bridges that you burn, why? Because you're a selfish person. You're a very selfish, self-centered person. And maybe sometimes you live with regrets, but God allow you to stay alone. Why? Because sometimes we need to, and you stay alone to think about how much people you hurt. Or sometimes the narcissists don't even think about that because they always think that they're right. They always think that it's not them. It's not them, it's you. They always find a way to put the blame back on you. They can never take accountability for what they've done or their actions. And that's a true narcissist.
Did you hear what I said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can end on that. Unless you have more to say. we coming towards the end of the show.
No, that's it.
Oh man. Yeah, I have nothing to add to that. You hit the nail on the coffin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let people know. Y'all could reach me at the Fifth General, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, at Fifth General TV, TikTok, and YouTube. Zacchaeus, let people know where they can reach you, brother.
You can reach me on you can reach me on Facebook, Wayne Backus, way back 167 on Facebook. Also, you hit me on TikTok. Hit me up on TikTok, Zacchaeus on TikTok. Hit me up on TikTok. Get me up on Instagram, Zacchaeus Music on Instagram as well. On YouTube, Zacchaeus Gospel Soca on YouTube. Hit me up, Zacchaeus Gospel. You can hit me up on YouTube as well too. So yeah, blessings.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, this was another episode of Mr. Z and Fifth. We'll see y'all next time. All right.